Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that cuts through the noise to get you the insights you actually need.
That's right, making you truly well-informed.
And today, we're diving into something pretty fascinating. It's a real microcosm of strategy, rivalry, competition. We're talking about the Free Squad Fantasy Football League, our mission. We've got some key excerpts from the NFL Fantasy Today podcast, episode 1, and we're going to unpack them for you.
Basically give you the shortcut.
Exactly. The important nuggets, the surprising facts, those rivalries simmering under the surface. You're going to get the inside scoop.
And what's great here, I think, is that even though it's one specific fantasy league, the lessons, they're pretty universal.
How so?
Well, looking at the Free Squad, you see team building, risk assessment, that whole psychological side of competition.
Right.
It gives you valuable takeaways you can apply anywhere, really. We're looking past just the stats, trying to find the patterns, the motivations the source talks about.
Absolutely. Yeah, this isn't just fantasy football talk. It's about ambition, planning,
Yeah.
that drive to win. And speaking of winning, we kind of have to start by looking back, don't we? Last season ended with some real drama.
Oh, yeah.
A big upset victory. The Rehoboth Reapers, managed by Jordan Fairhurst, they pulled off a genuinely surprising championship win.
And the source really digs into who they beat, because that context is crucial for this season's whole story.
Okay, who was it?
They took down the Boston Maddogs in the final, team managed by dad who misses his son.
Huh. Memorable name.
Definitely. And the Maddogs, they were dominant all regular season, finished 11-4, powerhouse status.
Right.
Yet they came up just short, right in the title game. And that near miss, the source describes it as like the spark for their entire 2025. It's all about redemption now.
Wow, so that sting of defeat is fueling them this year.
Potent motivator, according to the report, yeah.
Okay, so that kind of near miss, it must hang over everything, right?
Yeah.
Especially the draft. Every pick feels bigger, maybe.
Sure.
So what did this all mean for this year's draft? Who made the smart moves? Who, according to the source, really won the draft?
Well, the source suggests the draft is where you really see a team's philosophy laid bare. And 3 teams stood out.
Right.
First, you've got Jace DeLong's Raleigh Swaggy Rivals. They went for pure star power, stacked. Lamar Jackson, CeeDee Lamb.
Wow, okay. Big names.
Huge names. An explosive starting lineup, incredible weekly upside. But the report also flags something.
Wow.
Depth could be a concern.
The classic stars and scrubs potential problem.
Exactly. High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Banking on those studs, staying healthy and just, dominating.
I know that gamble well. Seen it work wonders, seen it crash and burn.
Yeah.
So that's one approach. Who else?
Then you have the defending champs, the Rehoboth Reapers, Jordan Fairhurst. They didn't just sit back. They built what the source calls a scary roster again, but a different focus. Really strong backfield. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, and they grabbed the rookie Ashton Jeanty.
Interesting. So leaning heavily on running backs.
Right. It's a deliberate strategy. Build around consistent high-volume guys. It gives you that stable weekly floor, very different from the Swaggy Rivals approach, prioritizing consistency over maybe those boom weeks.
Yeah, that's a total contrast. Explosive versus steady, firepower versus endurance, like a ground and pound team versus an air raid.
Good analogy. And there's one more team the source highlighted from the draft.
Who's that?
Chancellor Stolling's Roxbury Raiders. They also put together a potent trio.
So
Josh Allen at QB.
Elite.
Derrick Henry running the ball.
Still a force.
And DK Metcalf out wide. Big physical receiver.
That's a lot of individual talent.
For sure. The source says that combo could go off any given week. Just massive scoring potential there.
Okay, so 3 strong drafts, but different philosophies. But if you had to pick one winner based on the source.
Yeah, the source is pretty clear on this. If they're calling a draft winner right now, it points to the Rehoboth Reapers.
The defending champs again.
Yeah. Described as looking balanced from top to bottom and built for another deep playoff run, it suggests that, while star power is exciting,
Right.
that balanced depth, that comprehensive build, that often provides the most stable path over a long season.
That's a really key insight, and it makes you think, doesn't it? For you listening, which philosophy do you buy into more? The star power, high ceiling, maybe a bit fragile?
Like the Swaggy Rivals.
Or that balanced, consistent, deep roster like the Reapers seem to have built? The source leans towards balance for sustained success.
And that stability, it just gets more and more important as the weeks go by, doesn't it?
Absolutely. But hey, it's not all just strategy and draft boards of the Free Squad, is it?
Not at all.
What really makes this league tick, according to the source, is the emotion, the grudges, the personal stakes.
Oh, yeah.
Which brings us, I think, to the core rivalry, the one that really fuels this league. Boston Maddogs versus Raleigh Swaggy Rivals.
This is where it gets really interesting.
It's more than just one game, right? It's bragging rights, pride, league legacy is on the line here.
And the source does a great job painting the picture of these two teams, their identities, the Boston Maddogs. They're called perennial contenders.
Meaning they're always in the mix.
Always. They've got that championship caliber core. Think Christian McCaffrey, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson.
That's a heck of a foundation.
Elite talent at key spots. But their story this year, the source says, it's more than just talent. It's that redemption thing we talked about.
From losing the championship.
Exactly. It's not just a storyline. The analysis calls it a force multiplier. They're hungry to prove they're the true top dogs.
Wow.
Their mission, quote, avenge last year's loss, reclaim their crown, and remind everyone who runs this league. That psychological edge, the source thinks it makes them even stronger.
You can almost feel that intensity. They're not just playing to win, they're playing to prove something, to erase that loss. That's compelling stuff.
It really is. And then the other side of the coin, the Raleigh Swaggy Rivals.
Jay DeLong's team.
Right. They bring the swagger and firepower, led by Lamar and CD, that dynamic duo. They represent a different kind of ambition.
How so?
The source says they're here to shake up the Freeze squad, ready to write their own future. Their goal, explicitly stated, take down the Maddogs.
They're calling them out.
Oh, yeah. With energy, explosiveness, boldness, challenging the old guard. They want that East Division crown, and they're coming for it hard. The report literally says, the Freeze squad belongs to the bold, and no one is bolder than the Raleigh Swaggy Rivals.
Okay, so established vengeful powerhouse versus the brash explosive challenger. Sounds like a script.
Pretty much.
And the source points to a specific game, Week 2. Maddogs versus Rivals. Calls it a heavyweight battle.
It's huge. Early season, yes, but huge.
Says it could determine who runs the East Division and really set the tone for the season. It's more than just a game. It's a statement.
Absolutely. And it kind of makes you think, what is it about rivalries that hooks us? Is it just the personalities clashing, the different styles, or just the fact that the stakes feel so much higher?
Yeah.
For these two teams, Week 2 isn't just 4 quarters. It's the proving ground for everything they're trying to do. Bragging rights, pride, momentum.
Yeah.
It's all there. The source really hammers home how these personal stories shape everything.
Okay, so we've revisited the drama, we've looked at the draft strategies, felt the heat from that big rivalry. But, you know, the bottom line, it all comes down to the big question. Who actually wins the whole thing this year? Who takes the title? Who are the main contenders? And maybe are there any dark horses we should watch out for?
Right, the predictions. And the source is careful to say it's not just about talent on paper. It's momentum, depth, and that psychological edge we keep mentioning.
Okay, so who's at the top of the list?
Well, based on the analysis, clear contenders emerge. The Rehoboth Reapers, obviously. Defending champs, they start as the early favorite.
Makes sense. They prove they can do it.
And their draft strategy, that balanced run-heavy approach, it positions them well for consistency throughout the long grind of the season. You can't count them out.
Especially with that roster. Built for the long haul, it seems. Okay, so the champs are contenders. Who else?
Then, naturally, the Boston Maddogs. Driven by that vengeance, that hunger, the source thinks they're a very strong contender for another title run.
The revenge factor again?
Yeah. The core talent is there, no question. But that extra motivation, it can be a powerful, almost invisible advantage. They're on a mission, and the report gives that real weight in the prediction.
Okay, so the reigning champ, built on balance, and the vengeful contender, fueled by redemption. Feels like a classic setup.
It does.
But you mentioned dark horses. Anyone lurking who could surprise everyone?
Yeah, and this is where the source gets pretty interesting. The dark horse pick, it says, is SC Heaven's Armies.
SC Heaven's Armies.
Yeah.
Okay. Why them?
They have a really high upside roster. We're talking Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
You get much higher upside than that.
Right. Saquon Barkley at running back, A.J. Brown at receiver. Premier talents.
Wow, that's firepower.
Huge firepower. What makes them a dark horse, the source explains, isn't just the names, but the potential if they all click at the same time.
Ah, the if.
Right. If they hit their stride together, they could create this offensive monster capable of, quote, shocking the league. Maybe less preseason hype, but the top-end talent is undeniable.
Mahomes, Barkley, A.J. Brown. Yeah, that's a trio that could definitely fly under the radar and then just explode. Lower floor, maybe, but a sky-high ceiling.
Precisely.
Okay, so Reapers, Maddogs, Heaven's Armies as a dark horse. But push comes to shove, who does the source actually pick to win it all in 2025?
They make a definitive call. Quote, "If I had to put money down, my pick is the Boston Mad Dogs.
Out of Maddogs.
They've got the talent, the motivation, and the hunger for revenge. Watch out, Boston could be bringing the trophy home this year."
So it really comes back to that combination, the talent plus that psychological drive.
That's what the source emphasizes. That desire for redemption is seen as the ultimate edge, the thing that could push them over the top.
That's a powerful conclusion. So despite the champ's balance, despite the rival's swagger, it's the revenge story that tips the scale for the experts analyzing this.
Seems that way.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? You, listening right now, how much weight do you put on motivation, on revenge? Can that intangible drive truly make the difference when the talent levels are close?
It's a fascinating question in any competition.
Well, that brings us near the end of our journey through the Free Squad League for today. We've looked at the rivalries, the redemption quests, the battle for bragging rights shaping the 2025 season. Hopefully, this deep dive gave you that shortcut. We promised a clear, concise look at the key dynamics, all based on our source material.
And maybe, stepping back, this whole thing offers a lens on competition in general. You know, beyond the stats, beyond the rosters, what really drives success?
Good question.
Is it just the raw talent? Is it the strategic depth, like the Reapers showed? Or is it that psychological edge, the motivation, the rivalry, the hunger that the Maddogs seem to embody? Which factor truly makes the difference?
And how do those factors play out elsewhere, in business, in your own life?
Exactly. Food for thought.
It really is more than just fantasy football. It's strategy, human nature, all rolled into one. So as you go about your day, maybe reflect on these insights. Consider that mix of planning and passion and whatever challenges you face.
It's what makes things interesting.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.